Hopefully you're enjoying the world of emulation, but I may be coming across a few issues that I failed to discuss in the first video. I give you my humblest apologies. Emulation can get pretty intricate at times, making it pretty easy to gloss over certain things that may be important for getting things to work. So here are some additional things you need to know about emulation. One of the biggest things I failed to mention was that as amazing as emulation is, it's not perfect. Sure, you have a game that is, as developers call it, 100%, which just means that the game is running at its proper speed and is an accurate representation of the original game. In other cases, the game may be seen as playable. This usually means the game is running at a playable speed, but it may have video or sound issues. Usually, the developers of these emulators are good about keeping you up to date about the status of each game, but don't always expect this information to be readily available, as it takes testing and feedback from the community. As you probably have already realized, emulation is an ongoing process, and for a given emulator there can be several updates, most of which continue to improve the hardware that made each game playable. With that being said, I also failed to mention that the accuracy of your emulation is greatly predicated on the hardware you own. In some cases, it can take a significant amount of resources for your hardware to emulate a given system, even when your hardware far exceeds the original one's limitation. As a result, you may find when you are updating to a newer version of your emulator that the game you were running at a playable speed before suddenly becomes much slower and in some cases unplayable. This is why oftentimes you will find playing an older version of the emulator will be a much better experience for you until you have an opportunity to upgrade to new hardware. Because of this, I recommend that you always create both a backup of the game and the version of each emulator before jumping to a newer version. As much as I want to believe I've covered it all, I'm pretty sure I'll be back again to revisit this with Emulation 103 in the future. At least for now, I feel like this helps to give you a greater understanding when it comes to emulation. This is the Corey, Resident Entertainment Techie, signing out.